Oh, there we go.
So we got some big problems, guys. About a month ago, I posted a YouTube video on a guy. He was having fuel pressure or fuel solenoid issues. He replaced the fuel filter itself. Actually, it fixed the problem every single time he filled the fuel filter up with fuel. So I figured this would be a teaching moment. I made a YouTube video on it. I got the truck up on the hoist, looked up underneath it, and sure as day, I knew this was gonna happen. The fuel line was actually kinked. As a matter of fact, it was actually rusty as well. So we put some expensive fuel lines on there all the way up to the engine, all the way back down to the tank. After that, I then bled all the air out of the fuel lines. He was good to go for several weeks after that, until he called me up very recently and told me that he's having issues again. Same exact problem. The problem actually got worse. As a matter of fact, the guy can't even get the truck to move. It starts up and it runs, but the problem is in order to get it to go, you have to put your foot all the way to the floor and the thing will only do like 2 miles an hour. So installing that fuel line, did it help? I'm sure it helped, but did it actually fix the problem? It didn't fix the problem. At this point, I'm just a parts changer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this guy's truck back in the garage. We're gonna go ahead and dive into it again and see if I can figure out the problem, and hopefully it doesn't come back. If you own a Cummins or a Duramax with the same exact CP3 or CP4 injectors, high pressure fuel lines, common railed if you will, you might want to watch till the end, because who knows, you may have this problem down the line, or you may have this problem now. It might actually fix it. But I'm not exactly sure if I can fix this, but I'm really leaning towards the fuel filter head itself, but we'll see what happens. Let's just see how far we can get into this video. Who knows? It might actually be a pretty simple fix. I have a 2007.5 or a 2007.5 to 2010 LMM Duramax. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you own a LMM Duramax. I'd love to read it. I know a lot of you guys that watch the channel own these trucks. If you guys didn't watch that last video, basically what happened, he was in another state traveling with a trailer, and the dash indicated that it was fuel low. It says fuel low on it. So he replaced the fuel filter, screwed another one on there, and it actually fixed the problem for a little bit until it came back. He was stuck on the side of the road. Truck was in reduced power mode, just like it is right now. We're gonna go ahead and check the injector balance rates again. Maybe it's not returning the way it should. Maybe the fuel rail pressure is low. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into this. And I'm also thinking that it could be a chewed wire from a mouse, because he told me that a while back he had all the wiring replaced. And one more thing before I get into this video. So the truck is not deleted. It does not have a lift pump. There's really no other mods done to this truck, with the exception of a box tuner. So let's go ahead and start this bad boy up and show you guys what I'm talking about. The truck won't even move on its own weight. As a matter of fact, a buddy of his pulled him here with a rope to get him here to the house. So it runs, it starts, it's all good, but once it starts to idle, it idles like crap. Not only that, when I drive it, I have to literally put my foot to the floor in order to get this thing to go. So I'm hooking up my scan tool right now. I'm gonna run a quick health report and find out exactly what is going on. See, glow plug 3.7, but I'm more concerned about this fuel rail pressure sensor circuit performance light right here. It's a P0191. Right now the truck's in lit mode. I'm pretty sure that's the problem. So if I was to delete that code, the truck probably will run fine until we get to about, I don't know, 20 to 50 miles. That light's gonna turn back on and the truck's gonna get kicked back into reduced power mode, and I won't be able to move this truck under its own weight. So that's kind of what's going on. I went ahead and just primed the fuel bulb. I went ahead and just pushed it a bunch of times till it got hard. We're gonna go ahead and start it and see what happens now. I wonder if that's gonna be the problem too, because with fuel filter housing, sometimes it could be sucking air, and that could be the problem, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and start it and see if it runs better, and we'll check the fuel rail pressure again. If it is running better under desired, that might be the issue. You see, the fuel rail pressure just drops as I increase the RPM. So I just bled the air from the fuel filter housing and I primed it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's still running rough. Guys, we're definitely sucking air somewhere. I'm just not sure. It's like usually when I rev it up, again, fuel rail pressure drops. And it's still running rough right after I deleted the code. Interesting. So I guess at this point, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is remove the intake again. It's just kind of sitting on here for right now. It's all loosened. but I'm gonna remove that and I'm gonna replace the fuel lines that connect to the fuel filter head itself. And I'm gonna inspect them. But not only that, since I have them off, I'm gonna go ahead and put new ones on there since we're already there. So let me fast forward to you about 20 minutes later. I have brand new lines installed. I actually got them from my old trusty box of AirDog stuff. I usually just, you know, whatever I got, hoses, you know, I usually throw them in their garage just in case. So we have those installed. They're nice and heavy duty. Let's look at the other ones here really quick. So here's the old lines right here. But once you do that, as you guys can see, it's all cracked and frayed. I don't know, may or may not fix the problem. We'll see. I know I said I wouldn't be throwing parts of this truck, but I had that stuff laying around. It's brand new, so why not? You know, I'm already there. Who knows? That may actually fix the problem. Let's go ahead and put the intake back on, start it up, see what happens. What do you think, Matthew? Do you think I fixed it?
I think so.
You think so? Yes. All right, let's see. But here goes nothing. I highly doubt this will fix the problem. I still think it's a fuel filter head, but unfortunately I don't have one. Like laying around in the garage. Oh, by the way, the engine light did turn on again. We're in rough. Let's smooth it out a little bit. I'm sure there's tons of air in the line. I did bleed it though. It's actually running worse. It's interesting. Wow, that is running bad. Let it run for a little bit though, we'll see what happens. But unfortunately, we are still below the threshold of that 5,000 at idle, unfortunately. So we're gonna keep digging. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and install a race fuel valve. I have a PPE one here. As a matter of fact, I sell these on the website if you guys wanna check it out. But it helps maintain fuel rail pressure during full throttle. Also comes with the O-ring, which is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and install it right now. Let me show you guys where it's actually located. I will be removing the glow plug module also. All that's gonna come out. I gotta get back there. I'm on the driver's side. It's connected to the fuel rail on the driver's side here, all the way to the very back. So first what you'll do is locate your glow plug module, which is this box right here. You're gonna wanna remove these two wiring harnesses. This is the power. All you gotta do is just pull back and it'll unclip. Just a little slider clip on the bottom. Comes up like that. Now there will be two 10mm bolts holding this module down, one here and then one right there. All right, so we got to remove all the bolts holding down this bracket, 12mm. So after that, we're going to go ahead and remove this bracket. And by the way, the back of this bolt right here, you're not gonna be able to get to. What I mean by that is it's right in between the firewall and the bracket, so you're gonna need a small stubby 12mm to get to that bolt because it is a challenge. But like I said, here's the trick right here. Use one of these. Let me show you guys where I found this thing and how to remove it, how I did it. That way you guys don't get hung up if you decide to do this, because this isn't fun. These are tightened down to about 75 foot-pounds of torque from the factory. So it's no walk in the park, especially when you're doing it between the firewall and the engine here. Let's go ahead and go on back here. And there it is, right there. It's an 18mm. You do have plenty of room right here to do it. And that is the fuel pressure relief valve right there. There's the valve in the back. And I used this big old girl right here. Just a big old breaker bar with a swivel. Of course, it's got a swivel. That's how that works in order to get the reach. So that's how I did it. You guys could get away with using one of these. I actually saw a YouTube video of a guy doing that. It may or may not work for you, but do not use a 12-point socket. Make sure you guys use a 6-point socket. One of these right there. And also, if you have a swivel head 3/8, I did a 3/8 to a 1/2 inch. That can work as well. Mine did not work because unfortunately I gummed it up pretty good, so I just kept slipping on it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and install the PPE race fuel valve. Put everything back in reverse order and fire it up and see if it fixes the problem. I doubt it, but let's see. All right, desired is at 5,700. You're kidding. Look what the actual fuel rail pressure is, guys. It's bouncing between 57 to 58. Look. What? That fixed the problem, I think. We'll see. We do have a check engine light. We're gonna go ahead and figure out. I unplugged a whole bunch of stuff, so it could be it too. I'm not gonna rev it up yet. It's kind of cold, guys. It's been sitting for a little bit. Let's go ahead and clear these codes. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna read the fault codes. Just the glow plugs. No way, man. Engine light off. All right. Did I just fix it? All right, I'm gonna go through the settings again, and we'll see what it looks like when I rev it up and see if the fuel pressure drops again. So we'll try that right now. My friend definitely needs a lift pump though. He needs it. He needs to spend the money and do it. I'm gonna tell him maybe a delete. I don't do that though. Just letting you guys know that I don't do that. All right, y'all. Let's see what happens if this number raises with this number. Then I think we're good, but we'll see. Oh wow, this is huge. This is huge. Why was I doubting myself? All right, we're gonna go ahead and take it on a test drive, and hopefully I don't get stranded, and hopefully I don't have to recover myself with my trailer or something. So I'll take you guys along for the ride. Let's do this. Well, it's moving on its own weight, so that's important. But if you think about it, if it wasn't sucking air, the fuel pressure was dropping as I was revving it up. As a matter of fact, it was low at idle. It has everything to do with the fuel pressure relief valve. I'm telling you guys, I swear by those race plugs. They work so great. It's like a fail-safe. You never have to worry about that stupid spring ever failing because it's blocked off completely. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. 26,000 PSI at WOT. Not bad at all. So I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it's blowing black smoke. It's just puffing just a little bit. Really hard to tell. See if I can get it to do it. Yeah, with the DPF and muffler and all the EGR systems, it should not do that. So when I bring it home, which I'm gonna be home really soon, I'm gonna go ahead and force it into manual regen, which I'm actually gonna use my Edge CTS 3 monitor to do that. Man, that's annoying. That's squeaky. Man, we gotta fix that too for him. He did ask me what is the weight capacity that this thing should pull with ease, no problem. This is just kind of what I've noticed with all these different generation of Duramaxes, especially with lots of miles and a lot of issues. I would say anywhere between the realm of 7,500 to 15,000 pounds should not be a problem. Anything past that, it's gonna struggle a little bit. And he was telling me that he was pulling trailers way less than that. So it also makes me think that with the fuel pressure being so low, that's where his problem was as well. Eventually it just ate it. So it's the very next day. I should have filmed the reaction, but my buddy's pretty excited. He got his truck back. As a matter of fact, he's gonna be pulling a pretty large trailer today. That's why he needs it. I didn't have an opportunity to do a force regen on that truck just because he needed it so soon, but he did know that it was fixed, so that's good. But hopefully he can put some miles on it. But make sure you stay tuned and subscribe, hit the notification bell, because if something crazy happens with his truck again, I'm gonna pull my hair out, but we're gonna go ahead and get it back in the shop and take a look at it, and hopefully I can fix it. And again, hopefully it's not a CP3. As a matter of fact, and now thinking about it, if he has another issue with this truck, I'm gonna say fuel filter head. But you guys let me know in the comments if there's something that I missed or what I could have addressed in this video, because I was trying to get this thing done quick for this guy. But I'm pretty sure that this is a defective part and it failed, and that's what was causing his issues. Also, on your way out, if you guys are interested, you can pick up some of those parts on my website, those PPE products, as well as some hats, t-shirts, AirDog lift pumps, stuff like that. But that's all the time that I have. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.